Yes.
We have this saying, common saying, hurt people, hurt people.
What?
Hurt people, hurt people. So why are we hurt?
Mm-hmm.
And also, what is it that gets hurt? Is it the case that I'm hurt because I have a self-image?
Yes.
So we have an image of ourselves in one form or another, put together by thought, through experience, knowledge, memory.
Yes.
And that image, put together by thought, is limited.
I see. So like action on the self-image hurts.
And with that limitation, the image by nature is insecure.
Or action of this self-image hurts.
So then the question becomes, why do we have a self-image? Why do we build up this image structure?
Can there be sorrow without hurt? Seems like hurt is a byproduct of consciousness's reflexive mechanism.
So why do we have an image?
Like, why does consciousness divide itself into content?
And so if we see that with the presence of psychological registration, there is going to be hurt, if we want to go very deeply into this question of hurt, we must also go into the question of consciousness and its ending. We put it aside for the moment, but just to...
Like death.
Yes, sir. Last time we met, we talked over the question of sorrow. Not only our so-called personal sorrow, but also the great sorrow of mankind. In that discussion, we said that sorrow is a responsive memory. In comparing the present situation with a past situation or an expected, hoped, projected future situation, experiencing in that some sense of deficiency, lack, loss, we experience sorrow. And we said sorrow, as a responsive memory, is put together by thought. We also said that the observer of sorrow is not different from the sorrow itself. The observer, the me, the whole sense of myself, put together through time, the house, the furniture, the likes, the dislikes, the relationships put together by thought. We said all of that is the observer, which is the me, which is not different from sorrow. Because sorrow is the past, and the observer is also the past. So although we think that there's a difference between the observer and the observed, we saw actually for a fact the observer is the observed. And observing the fact that the observer is the observed, eliminating the factor of conflict between the observer and the observed, and therefore gathering all of our energy, with that energy paying attention, and in that attention the withering away of sorrow. I thought in relationship to the question of sorrow, we should talk over the question of hurt. Because yes, when there is a continuity in hurt, hurt becomes part of our sorrow. So I thought we should talk over together this question of hurt, this deep psychological wounding.
I think in connection to the previous episode, perhaps we were exploring, or perhaps I was exploring sorrow in terms of grief, and I think hurt might be an illuminating term here. We were speaking of the sense of loss, and there being sorrow in this. But I think when I was editing the video, it struck me that you might find sorrow in grief, but you might not necessarily find grief in sorrow. And I think here, the conversation about hurt might be relevant. As hurt, something like, I'm not sure if this will suffice, but like pain in relationship to itself.
I don't quite get what you mean.
Or perhaps sorrow in relationship to itself. I'm not sure if any of these words are sufficient, but something in the direction of pain reflecting on itself. Pain being felt painfully.
So there's the physiological phenomena of pain. I touch a hot stove, immediately I react.
I see.
And then with the contact, or maybe a little bit afterwards, a sense of pain. Because the body has been damaged.
Mm-hmm. Like the nervous system is responding to a shock, like a jellyfish.
A response to some sort of threat in the biological integrity of the organism.
I see. That isn't dependent on my like conscious recognition of that knowledge. I see. It's like knowledge within the memory of the brain. I don't know if I want to say within. That makes it sound more nested than it actually is.
Not by nature involving psychological content.
Yeah. Well, we began with saying physical. So, we want to parse that out a little bit more.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
And then also we have hurt as a psychological phenomena.
Yeah. We talk about this distinction very meaningfully, or this division very meaningfully, yes.
Hurt in the sense that you insult me and I get hurt.
Yeah. Like the hot stove comes at you.
I think we have a certain form of relationship.
Okay.
In that relationship, I have expectations. When you don't meet those expectations, I feel hurt.
And in the same way, I hurt myself. I have expectations about myself, and when I don't meet those expectations, I'm hurt. But this is like psychological?
Okay. So-called beating up on oneself. I'm not good enough, I'm too stupid.
I see, like flagellation. I'm not sure if that's a good example, but...
So all of us have been hurt in this way. Since childhood, we've accumulated...
I see, or at least you've seen others hurt in this way. I'm sorry to put that in there. It might not be relevant. You might think, I've never been hurt in this way. I don't know if we exist, but the thought came to mind.
Well, I guess perhaps when we go into the question of hurt, its nature and structure, we can see whether it's possible to have an existence without hurt. And then we can take up this case.
Sure. I interrupted you. All of us have been hurt in this way.
All, or at least most of us, have been hurt in this way.
Sure.
Reacting to this hurt, we build a wall around ourselves. Because we don't want to get hurt again.
I see. Open wall.
And so we grow increasingly isolated, reactive.
I stay in my castle.
In that, there's fear.
Mm-mm.
Suspicion.
Mm.
And so sorrow.
I see. I don't know what's beyond my walls, so I won't go out, and I won't let things come in. I see. And in that there might be sorrow. I see. And in its depths there might be love, but we don't know.
With sorrow in isolation, there's no love.
Yes. Not in its depths.
Is there isolation in the depths of sorrow? In the depths of sorrow, there is no isolation because sorrow is not mine.
Yes.
The depths of sorrow are not found in my personal sorrow. My personal sorrows, which I'm sorry to say, are rather
I see.
trivial,
I see.
petty.
Would you say there's no isolation in the superficial layers of shallow as well? I'm not sure if layers even works, but in superficial shallow, might there be isolation? This might be a clarifying question.
In the shallower layers?
Yeah.
Yeah, there may be isolation.
Okay, I think this is what I meant. So if
sorrow is the essence of isolation, or rather, yes, where there's isolation, there must be sorrow.
I see, but there might not be sorrow in the depths of, there might not be isolation in the depths of sorrow.
There cannot be.
Yeah. So I'm not sure if this is exactly what I said at the start, but what I think I was suggesting was that if the depths of sorrow have a relationship to its superficial layers, and in the superficial layers you find isolation, then through this relationship you might also think that there's isolation in the deeper layers of sorrow. But if one understands depth of sorrow, not in relationship to its superficiality, that is deeper or more shallow, then in that depth, there may be no isolation. But I don't know if this distinction makes sense. To me, somewhat, otherwise I wouldn't have uttered it, but to other people, more importantly, perhaps.
If one has a personal measurement of depth,
yes, sir, I think so.
Then one's measurements of depth is in fact measurements of relative superficiality.
Yeah. Like I had mentioned in the previous episode something about, I had previously taken depth to mean something like intensity. And then seeing like moving deeper into this question, I saw the superficiality in that.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, I was looking it up the other day, and the number varies depending on how you calculate it. But in humanities history, we've had of a listable variety, thousands and thousands of wars. Somewhere around 10,000
We've done the
wars.
math on this? What a project to count the number of wars.
Even in the modern world, millions and millions of people die each year from hunger-related causes. If one can get a feel for that, the depth of it, not as an abstraction, not as some sort of sentimental notion, but the actuality of it.
I see. And also not merely personally, as in, I've been hungry before. I know what it's like to be hungry. This is what they must be feeling.
No, sir.
I know what hunger feels like.
No, sir. Not an imaginative construct. So being hurt, isolating ourselves, growing more and more afraid, suspicious, reactive, we accumulate more and more sorrow. And so while we are hurt, to the extent that hurt is operating within us, we have no love and compassion. If I'm hurt, I can't possibly love. There may be a physical contact, a biological relationship.
I'm too preoccupied to go very deeply into the question of why man throw a rock.
You'd like to look into the question of violence?
I see. I'm not very good at this. You said when I am hurting, there's no room for love and compassion. So we need to go into the question of compassion.
Okay.
What is compassion?
Compassion is there in the ending of sorrow. In the ending of sorrow, there's passion. Tremendous sense of energy.
I see.
And that passion is compassion. Because with that, there's a relationship to love. And also to beauty. Compassion is not helping another.
Mm-mm.
Compassion is not suffering and going out to alleviate somebody else's suffering.
Because in that, the suffering is divided.
Compassion is not me having compassion for you. But in relationship, with the ending of sorrow is compassion. Between relationships, there is compassion. Although we say that in the ending of sorrow, there is compassion, it's not that the ending of sorrow generates that passion, which is compassion, or that compassion is ending the sorrow. But rather in the
Could you expand the second one a little bit more? more precisely, what is meant by, it's not that the compassion is ending the sorrow. That passion, that energy is doing work to end sorrow. This is not what you mean.
Compassion is not some sort of outside agency. It's not a savior. The relationship between the ending of sorrow and compassion is not a relationship in time.
Are they identical? It's a loaded question, but
they go together.
They're not identical in like an abstract sense. Like variable A and variable B are identical through variable X or something. They go together. Perhaps the way that beginning and ending go together. Perhaps if you were to place it in time, the way we did with ending and new beginning, you could have the ending of sorrow giving rise to new compassion. I'm not sure if I want to add those words there, but
with the ending of sorrow, there is the action of compassion in daily life.
I see. When you say that, it still sounds like we're speaking outside of time. I was wondering if there would be any way of simplifying within time. Because psychological time.
One can't think of compassion in terms of time.
Okay.
Because if you think of compassion in terms of time, you turn it into thought.
Yes. So, and then not compassion.
It's not compassion.
Yeah, it doesn't work. See.
You know, earlier you were talking about the question of violence in relationship to the question of hurt.
Yes.
We have this saying, common saying, hurt people, hurt people.
What?
Hurt people, hurt people.
Oh, so sorry. I see.
We say a thing like this.
Adjective verb. I see.
But we don't do anything about it. We don't say hurt people, hurt people. I don't want to be hurt. I don't want to hurt people. So let me find out if it's possible not to be hurt and also to wipe away, clear out, heal the previous hurts.
Who would dare such a thing? Sounds like a hefty enterprise.
Yes, sir. To live with a sense of infinite care, to have love, to have compassion, one must go into this question of ending hurt.
Yes. So
otherwise,
people don't hurt people.
My love, so-called, remains personal, exclusive, withheld or given out upon certain conditions. So we have to go into this question of hurt.
Like, the king was gracious enough to open his refineries when there was a famine. But otherwise, the people starve.
So why are we hurt? And also, what is it that gets hurt?
We could go a different direction if this is too technical. Seems like hurt is a byproduct of consciousness's reflexive mechanism.
maybe put it aside and we'll come back to it.
Okay.
Is it the case that I'm hurt because I have a self-image?
For me to be the one who is hurt, there must be a self-image operating.
Putting together a certain sense of who and what I am in time, building up this image through my profession, my relationships.
I see, yes.
My interactions, my capacities, my deficiencies. Building up this whole sense of me. And then somebody else comes along to challenge it.
Like death.
I think I'm a very strong person. My mother dies.
And then grief.
Some form of collapse.
The response to the ending of that continuity.
And in that, not only the grief of death, but also the imposition of that event on my image. Because I think I'm strong, the experience shows me, in this regard, I'm not strong.
Oh, wow. Imposition of that image onto my existing image. Like the world, like the universe is a tyrant? Here's me, here's how I grew up, here's what I would like to be. Universe says, no. This is what you are. Oh, it's like, oh dear. Is the language too flowery? Sorry.
I mean, we have common language around these lines.
Thank you. I'm not a crazy person, that's what you're saying.
Yes, sir.
Okay, it's good. Like that story, I would listen to that story.
Life is hard. If someone is living a lie, we say, well, you know, life will come and give him a boot up the ass sooner or later.
Oh, but it's not like people say life is fair. People say life is fair.
No, sir.
So the boot up the ass might be unfair. Even. Oh, we've said many things about life in our stories, haven't we?
That we have. But just that if I have if I have an image of myself, that image will suffer imposition. I think I'm strong. My mother dies. In that, I have great sorrow, and in that, there is either the pain of the violation of my image, or the suppression of that sorrow, in line with my image, in which there is more pain, more hurt.
It's a good story.
I think I'm highly intelligent, and then I meet a challenge that my capacity is inadequate to address.
I see. And then like there's even like betrayal, because like who have I been up to this point?
I think I'm a caring, loving person, and I fail to help someone effectively.
Yeah. Like you want to be of good use. And I see, you want to be of good use, and you judge that you were not of good use. So like, your existence being predicated on that utility just goes to shambles. Yes.
I think I'm a good parent, but my kids don't seem to appreciate me. They never call.
I don't know why I'm laughing. Yes.
So we have an image of ourselves in one
Definitely.
form or another, put together by thought, through experience, knowledge, memory.
Yes.
And that image, put together by thought, is limited.
I see. So like action on the self-image hurts.
And with that limitation, the image by nature is insecure.
Or action of this self-image hurts. Yes, yes.
Being insecure, it finds itself threatened. And when the capacities implicated in the image are not adequate to address a given challenge,
yes.
there's hurt.
Like tremendous hurt.
So while I have a self-image, I'm bound to be hurt.
Either fortunately or unfortunately.
So then the question becomes, why do we have a self-image? Why do we build up this image structure?
Can there be sorrow without hurt?
In the depths of it.
Yes. Well, I guess I don't want to presuppose that everyone is interested in exploring the depths of sorrow.
So why do we have an image?
Like, why does consciousness divide itself into content?
I think this is the more technical way to approach the question.
Yeah.
But basically,
yes.
Simply first, and then we can go into the technicalities of it. Why do I tell myself I'm strong, I'm clever, loved, whatever it is?
Why do we make judgments about beauty? Or falsify truth? Like, there's like utility in a self-image. I'm speculating a bit, but I've heard mothers speak of postpartum depression. And so there's tremendous responsibility that comes with a child. And with that tremendous responsibility, there might be some hurt. Oh, it sounds terrible. I was going to suggest that this sounds bad, but if there wasn't some self-image of motherhood operating, then like a mother might just kill the child. But this isn't quite the precise language, or exact language, but
the image serves to motivate behavior.
Yes. There's some utility in it.
So why this demand to motivate behavior through an image?
Right. Because it might not be necessary. You might be able to function without an image, is what the... Oh, I see. I'm looking at the implication already. I shouldn't really do that. Yeah, why this demand to motivate action through an image? Does it provide continuity? That is, it generates a vision like of the future.
I have a certain sense of
provide
knowing who I am, where I'm going.
Yes.
A means of keeping myself on the right path.
Yeah, lest I hurt others. Being a hurt person, not wanting to generate more hurt people.
I have a way of moderating my behavior.
Yeah.
I have a means through which I can
control,
generate expectations about how I will or will not behave.
Mm-hmm.
So is it the case that we build images essentially as a means of seeking security? Seeking security either for ourselves or for others.
I see, like in its temporary terms.
Security in pleasure,
Yeah, like
in power.
in living, there is that security. And then I try to carry it over. In life, there is that beautiful experience. And then I say, here's my image of beautiful experiences. In life, there is that experience of love. And then I say, here's my image of love. I see, I have that security is the word I used.
Through the image, I hope to secure what is valuable, fruitful, healthy.
Yes, yeah. Like in that, in beauty, in life, in that love in life, there's like a kind of security. I'm not sure if I want to call it security, but there's a kind of foundation. And then I try to secure it. And so generating or creating, producing security.
Naturally, the brain has a demand for security.
Mm-hmm.
Because the organism requires food, shelter.
I see. Like physiologically.
Mm-hmm. Clothing.
I see, okay.
And not only to have food, shelter, clothing for today, but also for tomorrow, next week, next month, next year.
I see. For me, my wife, my children.
Because without that security, the brain can't function wholly.
Mm.
Without that security, the brain becomes rather neurotic.
Like increased sensitivity to pain?
A wariness of potential danger.
I see. I have old structures of neuroticism,
Mm-hmm.
that term, working in my brain. Awareness of new sources of danger, is that what you said?
Wariness.
I see, like being weathered.
Mm-hmm.
I see.
Constantly evaluating, reevaluating.
I see, being weathered by these things. Okay, wariness.
So there's this natural demand for security, which we attempt to secure not only biologically, but also psychologically. Not only in relationship to the body, but in relationship to what I think I am.
Like the mind. If I think I am the body, the description not being described, the body becomes a description of the mind. If I think I am just the body.
Thought may superimpose its own intelligence on the body. But that superimposition is not the natural intelligence of the body.
Yes. My intelligence isn't the intelligence of whatever.
Whether thought thinks I am a body or a soul or an Atman or whatever it is, it's still an image put together by thought.
Yes.
And thought, as a natural extension of that survival mechanism, is seeking security.
Mm-hmm.
Because thought lacks sufficient awareness of itself to see that in seeking security, thought breeds insecurity. Because being limited, thought is always seeking security within its own limitations. Those limitations may expand very greatly. I seek security not only in myself, but in my family, my community, my country, my collection of allied nations.
My planet?
We haven't quite got there yet. I seek security in my planet only if there's relationship to other planets.
I was thinking more like sustainable resources.
Okay?
Security in my planet.
Which we don't.
We don't have sustainable resources?
We're not deeply interested in security of this kind.
I see. I see. Perhaps superficially so. But no. Added depths, no.
Our demand for psychological security denies our ability to have physical security. In that we're destroying each other, our environment, ourselves.
Did you say our demand for psychological security prevents our meeting our demand for physiological security? I see. I see. Do you think this one needs to come first?
The physical security?
Do you think we need to sufficiently meet the demand for psychological security before we can sufficiently meet the demand for physiological security? It was more of an open question.
Psychologically, security is only found in some sort of illusion. Because the security is sought in limited form, put together by thought, which is insecure.
Mm-hmm. Like so, it has its basis in the physical. And so...
Probably it does.
Probably. So chasing it at the extremity here doesn't really address the issue down here, is what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Or how I've rendered what you're saying.
So in relationship to my self-image, there's this constant process of psychological registration. Because I'm always seeking opportunity to enhance my sense of security and protect myself from projected threats.
I see, like I'm getting stronger.
Or
so I think. Like I'm going to the gym to make myself more functionally capable, or whatever you go to the gym for.
Training my mind.
Yeah.
Whether it be in the monastery or the marketplace.
That's the two. I just noticed a slight bit of pause before marketplace. So it's like there's some care going into this word selection.
I forgot the word.
Oh, really? Monastery came to you like...
Yes, sir. Earlier you were saying there may be some relationship between the psychological registration and the reflexive mechanism of our consciousness.
Yes, sir.
We've said in the past that observing without the observer, consciousness has an experience of itself. Consciousness has an awareness of itself, not through thinking about itself, but just in being conscious. Consciousness is conscious of itself.
Yes.
Conscious of itself in the form of knowledge. So consciousness has a knowledge of its own being.
It sees content.
And in relationship to this knowledge of itself, consciousness naturally is accumulating knowledge of the world.
Which is itself.
And so, with this process of accumulating knowledge, there is a fairly natural tendency towards psychological registration.
Yes.
Whether consciously or unconsciously.
You start identifying with the knowledge that's created. And then, yes. Like, yeah.
And so if we see that with the presence of psychological registration, there is going to be hurt, if we want to go very deeply into this question of hurt, we must also go into the question of consciousness and its ending. We put it aside for the moment, but just to...
Like death.
Yes, sir. Let's go into the question of
This is an
death.
impossible question. That it's impossible to go into. What I mean is not to condemn it and not to say it's merely impossible, but not to just complain about it. I mean, it won't be possible to go into as two speakers on a podcast.
But at least partially, we may be able to go into this question.
Okay, yeah, well, do you mean superficially?
Not superficially, but
okay.
Non-exhaustively.
I see. We could go into it with some depth.
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay.
So, the image is what is hurt. And the cause of that hurt is our ceaseless activity of seeking security. Now, to be aware of what it is that is hurt, the cause of hurt, and also the nature of hurt, if one is aware of hurt in this holistic manner, without choice, and therefore without an observer, being aware of hurt so completely, eliminating the factor of conflict in one's observation, gathering energy, and so with that paying attention, in that very attention, there is no registration of the future hurts, and also a wiping away, a clearing out, a healing, a seeing the irrelevance of the previous hurt.
Becoming sensitive to the insignificance of the significance which I attributed to it.
Yes, sir. Which is not that I pay attention to hurt, because while I'm hurt, I cannot pay attention.
No, you're hurting.
Yes. Hurt means a center. In attention, there's no center. But just to be aware of the whole nature and structure of hurt, gathering energy from their attention. If I give my complete attention at the moment in which someone insults me or flatters me, which is the other side of the coin, in that there's no registration of that insult, of that flattery.
Not that I don't care about the significance that I once attributed to it, but I care so deeply that it becomes insignificant, or it becomes... Its significance was never the thing that I attributed to it.
I see the insignificance of a comment of that nature.
Yes. Like the reason I thought it was significant was never because of the significance that I recognized. Otherwise, I think I'm speculating, but it would just go away.
I see.
Like it just wouldn't be there anymore. Okay.
Yes, which is not callousness, it's not indifference, it's
not at all.
Building a shield.
Yes, sir.
But just to see the truth of what's taking place.
Yes.
And seeing the truth of what's taking place, the false has no meaning for you.
Like it's not there. And without a shred of false, there's like... Oh, I don't want to say this far.
I think we better leave it there.
Yes, sir.